What's up, guys? It's Pixel Bullet 2003. Fuck me, Christ, I can barely speak English anymore. Yesterday was my due date for a review of the Shure Aonic 215s. Or, if I wanted to put it this way, the SE 215s with a secure fit adapter attached to them is the proper way to explain it. But no, they rebranded it. They called them Aonics, so I think that's what I'm going to be forced to call them. I don't really have very much to say about this. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna blabber about it, but I'm gonna start with just a basic review, breaking down the sound of the earphones first, and then the outside of everything here. Alright, let's move on. So first of all, what I want to say is these earphones sound great. The SE 215s really pack a punch for their mids and highs. And their bass is a little bit lacking, I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? They're 215s, and they sound pretty clear as is. I'd rather not even trade their clarity for extra low end. To be honest, this is pretty warm sound as is. But the only gripe that I have with them is because they're plastic. That's the only real gripe I have with them. Their sound's good for their price. That's all I have to say. And their material pisses me off a bit. But oh, and by the way, I use the large foam ear tips just because they fit me the best. But that's it for the earphones, because I don't really have very much to say about them. I've used these for a while. They've always sounded great to me, no matter what pair I've bought, pair after pair, even though I've only went through 3 pairs of these fucking things. But alright, I guess it's time to talk about the case. So this thing can carry stuff, okay? It can carry your cord, it can carry your earphones, and it can carry your little fucking baggie of ear tips. So whenever you want to change flanges, or whenever you want to change tips, there you have it. You always have them there if you're so concerned about storing stuff. Personally, I'm not that worried. Just because there's the big fat battery in the middle of the earphones just create this surface level kind of container thing. And also there's just this kind of hollow space in the middle, which is all nice and dandy. But what annoys me a lot is that their little indicator right here kind of fools me when the light goes green. Because this light is supposed to go green as soon as one of them hits 100%. But for having to actually show it, that's a bit of a different story. So what you'll notice here is that when you move the top lid, the light is also going to move with it. Sometimes it'll even just be completely black and you won't even be able to see it. If you hover it over this way, there you have it. You know what I mean? Like, this is either visible or it isn't. What's even worse is that when you are dead onto this light and all it shows is that red, and then when it flicks to green, the green is actually way less bright compared to the fucking red light, which I find to be very displeasing. But I don't know, man. I can't really complain very much about the adapters themselves. These things are super comfortable. They sound great, especially for just being a Bluetooth module. And they stick in your ears for everything that you do. Like, let's say if you wanted to do some boxing and you were training or something and you had these in your ears, you can have these in here for literally hours at a time without them falling out, no matter how often you're headbanging. That's how well these stay in. But that's only if you get the right fit. You kind of have to go through a couple months or so of going through it and flipping through it and see what you like best, but I didn't really have to go through that long. No, that's a lie. I went through 3 years total of ownership, and I feel humiliated that it's only now that I find my right fit, which is the big ones. But hey, you know what? Also, you got to take note. Since we're all humans, we also have to understand that ears change. So honestly, it's not really. I wouldn't really find it surprising if you were to switch from one ear tip to the other. I wouldn't be like, "Whoa, you switched ear tips?" No, I wouldn't have done that. I would have just been like, "Oh, your ear transformed this way," and probably someone would more than likely agree with me, but I wouldn't think so. I also have to account for how many times I stutter throughout my speech and how often I conversate with people. So great, more numbers to calculate. If they're even numbers, it's just probably second guesses or other stupid, I guess, RNG results. But the indicator is a bit shite. It's a bit boring on the front whenever the case is closed. What's nice is that when they're open, you can just see it there, even when it's green. What's just stupid? This is just stupid to me. I will never understand how people could still live through this. Live with this, rather. But they also got the FCC compliance logos there and all that good shit. Shure Incorporated, all their little variables and all that good shit. All the labels, SGS, KC, CE, da-da-da. I actually didn't even see the FCC. I'm fucking half retarded. Now that you went through, I believe, 15 seconds of stupidity, I'm also just going to very quickly clarify that this is kind of dumb on my part, just because if it indicates that you have 3 charges, if your earphones are full up and they are halfway drained and you charge, the top one's going to go down. Unless if you do the thing where you pack your devices in with battery over and over and over again until they can't take a charge. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do that with my phone or these, so I feel very, very ashamed. But let's see. The only thing that I could actually blabber about now, since I've blabbered about a lot already, is the case and the fact that the right earbud is the dominant bud. I also should clarify that. I should have clarified that 6 minutes ago. But you know what? There. That's how you're going to learn it. The right earbud. Okay, so for these adapters, they work very differently. Not that differently compared to others, but what they tend to do is they have this problem. I'm going to call it a problem because it is actually kind of a bad problem. They have a problem where these are only going to work if you have the right bud with them, right? If this is connected first, this other one's going to work. You can't have this connect to the phone and say, oh, this one works. Which actually is a real fucking insult compared to other true wireless headphone makers. But you know what? I digress. I bought these. I wear these. I use these. I complain about them because I own them and I love them. And I wish for them to improve. But I don't know how they're going to improve. Something tells me that their little thing with the whole fucking chipset being only in one ear, I think is the reason why they haven't uploaded that system software update where they might have resolved that, where there's no dominant bud. But then again, I don't even think they're going to be able to resolve it unless if it's with a hardware revision, to be deathly honest with you. But you know what? I hope that changes soon. But if it doesn't change, then you know what? It's whatever. People are just going to keep buying these and just going to keep complaining about them. But also, will not forget the fact that these come off the adapters, which is very nice considering that I like earphones that can change shit. You know what I mean? That can change their connectivity at the very most. That shit's a plus for me. And that's why I like Shure so much. That's why I'm such a Shure fanboy. I'm pretty sure Sennheiser does the same thing. I know RHA does. They use MMCX. And I believe other companies too. But Shure, I just like Shure just because they're the best at it. Or so I think. Besides, they have like a whole entire lineup and everything. So I think I'm just going to go down the line and produce a library of just these systems. But fuck it, who knows? You just have to be a real Shure fanboy to start getting all their stuff. What's on my mind next, though, is either a microphone from them or their SE846s, because I'm insane with my sound. And I'm insane with my cash. But also, haven't I told you that this case is such a fucking hard case that I've had people punch this and their skin scabbed from it? Yeah, that's no joke, fellas. That's a real fucking thing. I've had people punch this and their skin scabbed, which actually surprised me, considering that if someone took my old Yui Boom speaker, because I used to own a Yui Boom too, if someone took that speaker and just rocked it like they just rocked someone in the face, that would probably scab their skin in a heartbeat too, because it's this really tough speaker. It's a rugged ass speaker. This isn't even very rugged and it's rather durable. Okay, you got to understand, all these cracks came from me drop kicking it multiple times onto the concrete, and that too, that can also do some damage. But other than that, if these things can, if this can survive a fall like that, these can survive a fall like that. If these can survive being a weapon, these will survive being a weapon, and people are probably going to start using these as weapons. And going to go, like, I think if someone else were to get a pair of these, I think they would pull on me and go, I can use this as a weapon. I can put Kirby in the face with this. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably something that I would pull too. But honestly, this case is crazy. This case is pretty crazy on the durability front. I'll give it all the thumbs up. I'll give it like 2 extra. I'll have an extra set of hands pop up out of my fucking arms and give an extra 2 thumbs up if that's what it means. Also, by the way, if you like to clip stuff on carabiners, just understand this can also fit a carabiner. I punched a little hole through here, so excuse me, but that's what happened. I also find it really convenient for these to be stored on the side of your waist. Call that weird, but honestly, I would not rather have these on my backpack or in my pocket. And it's just because it can carry a carabiner. Now I can carry it on my belt with me wherever I go. You know what I mean? I always have these just like I have my phone on me all the time. I guess all I really have to say for these are fucking awesome, but only if you are... Okay, buy these only if you are willing to trade off a slight amount of functionality. Because I must also talk about their buttons and a few other minor things. So first of all is everything goes through the right ear as soon as you're in a call. So everything functions on the right ear as soon as you're in a call, and when you hang up, there's a little bug where it won't even play sound for you. So what you have to do is you have to shut them off and then turn them back on, and just, I don't know, I find it stupid, or the fact that they haven't even patched that yet, or so I don't think they have. But, shit, what else was I going to say? I was also going to say, I don't even need to say it, they're part of the Type-C ecosystem. Oh, and you don't monitor your case battery through your phone. You monitor it through this little button. And as you can see, I am almost out of battery charging these, which I kind of need right now. I kind of would like to charge my case while my earbuds have been 100%, however long they have been. You know what I mean? But it's whatever. You know, this is an awesome case. These are awesome headphones all around. If you're willing to spend the $180 on this particular color, though, go for it. You know what I mean? $170 for other colors, only because I guess people are buying this color like willy-nilly and all crazy with their fucking, all crazy, like chickens with their fucking heads cut off. But anyway, I don't know. There's a couple things that really make me mad, is the best way that I can explain it. But there's also some things that I guess I will applaud them for. I'll give them the thumbs up. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And I gave them the benefit of the doubt by pulling the trigger and buying these. And honestly, it was a correct decision on my part. I am not sad at all that I have bought these, even though the functionality still annoys me. I keep saying that the fucking function is missing, but you know what? I'm gonna keep complaining about it because it's dumb. I feel it's actually really offensive to make archaic ass earphones that can't take calls through both ears and can't still translate sound through both ears. But you know what? It's Shure. They can do their own thing. Their microphone is actually solid in these. And the reason why I say that is because I use Google Assistant often with these on, and it actually catches every single word that I say. And what's interesting is that it also catches everyone else's words that everyone else says, so it confuses itself by listening to everybody else in the room. My only flaw is I have to be not around people if I want to use Google Assistant for these. Or they have to all shut the fuck up, but that's a whole nother can of worms. And that's if you want to go in depth about the whole Google Assistant thing. But, yeah, case fits everything that's in the box besides instructions and cardboard pieces and paper and all that good shit. But you know what? These are just nice earphones. That's all I have to say. These are nice, but functionality is the issue. I guess what else? They don't have touch sensors. I know I keep forgetting pieces of information, and I keep spitting it out like, oh, I forgot to talk about this. This is unscripted, fellas. It's only now that I tell you this. But, you know what? It's better late than never. This is unscripted. They don't use touch sensors for the buttons. They actually use physical buttons, which I find to be really interesting. And actually rather tactile. But another issue that my friend spotted, that I haven't spotted, that I actually didn't even keep in mind when doing this, is that when you put an earbud in, there is a chance that you are going to be met with this point right here being at a pressure point. If that point is sensitive and you press on that point, I believe you're dead. You know what I mean? Like, I guess these are meant to kill you if you have a bad pressure point thing behind your ear, but this is just a little side thing to note. If you want to look at how these are fitted in, just go look up some YouTube results, because I'm not showing you how these are fitting in my ears. You know what? For the sake of content, I'm actually just going to do that for the hell of it. Give me a moment, fellas. So, in case you haven't noticed already, you could already confuse these for a couple of things if you don't have the max visibility. Unless if you catch this, because nobody sees an ear ring and thinks, what the hell is this for? You know what I mean? Someone would already see this routing into the ear, and they would already be like, oh shit, it's an earpiece. But they're the best for discretion of this kind of form. If somebody didn't want to look in between your hairlines, they wouldn't see a fucking thing. Which I find to be funny for those looking for this kind of discretion if you don't want your teacher listening to you in class. Or if you don't want to listen to the teacher in class, but no, please don't take these ideas seriously, because I don't enact on these ideas, but I've had my teacher have to yell across her classroom while I was in her front seat wearing these. Just not of this model, just not of the Aonics, but you know what I mean. Because Shure earphones have always been super sound isolating with no noise cancellation. Can't you believe that shit? Anyways, moving on. But no, these things are hella comfortable. These are not falling off of your ear after 103 backflips, 101 backflips, 100 however, 200 however backflips. You can do probably a whole day's worth of exercise. These will not slip out of your ears. Unless if somehow sweat gets in your ears and it somehow makes this end of your earbud super, super moist. But I wouldn't think that would happen. Also, what's funky is you can turn these a specific way and these would hold very nicely and very snugly through that. So in case you were wondering about that ever, here it is. Here's what it's going to look like. If you don't want these super like tucked away down here or anything, but I don't even think anybody would want this. I think everybody would just leave them like this. Let's be honest, folks. Everybody would. But fucking hell. Okay, so also I should note to you, if you plan on putting these specific ear tips on your earphones, expect them to not come out very easily, and expect an itch to be in your ear for however long, because your ears might not even be very used to these, and somehow it's trying to get used to this being in your ears all the time, because at first it's going to feel like a pillow. I guess that's the most that I have to say about it. By the way, their buttons, they don't really, they're not the most they're not the most ideally functioning buttons ever, but they do work. They work nicely when pressed. They respond nice. It's just that it is a bit redundant having the classic 1, 2, 3 click system or click and hold system. I feel like there could be other commands out there for every single earbud. I'm not just talking about Shure anyway. I'm talking about other fucking true wireless brands. Okay? Okay. We got that clear. But anyway, these have a very limited amount of function to them. I don't even think they skip tracks or go to previous tracks, or I think I remember doing that at one point, and I don't even remember how it goes. I just remember there's one tap for play and pause or to answer calls. Also tap again to decline or to hang up calls. Tap twice to decline or to turn on environment mode, depending on if you're receiving a call or if you're just dormant. There's also, oh, by the way, the environment mode works amazing. It really does work amazing, and that's the only reason why Google Assistant is so accurate. But I guess there's not really very much else to say other than there's also a triple click option. And I think, depending on your earbud, whether you're going left or right, you are either skipping or playing a previous track. But that is it. There's a play and pause, skip, previous, and that's it. I think there are other controls for other earbuds too, and I think if they already just have those, I think they're a lot simpler. But I wish there was just a little master volume thing on one of these buds. There's like a plus on one ear and a minus on the other. But you know what? It's Shure. I think they're just trying to compromise because of the shortages and the pandemic. But you know what? These are awesome. These are bomb. I take these everywhere I go. I don't ever go anywhere without these anymore. It's a blessing to have these. That's all I had to say. I checked that out. They're actually out of their battery. They're actually completely out of their battery. Well, you know what? It's 20 minutes. I'm going to go charge these. All I have to say is subscribe and comment down below if you like the video. If you have any criticisms, comment about those too. Also, leave a like, because I'm pretty sure that would help everybody out, including me. I don't even know how that goes, because I'm still trying to figure out the YouTube algorithm, because I haven't really been on here long enough to figure that out. But all I can say is I do recommend these for those who like their sound more than they like their function. That's it. I don't know, man. You do you, but I like this classic zipper. Although I like other things like this. But I guess after that concludes everything. Just really quickly, I'm going to show you how this looks on the side of someone's waist if someone were to carry one of these to their belt. I took my little head mount off just to get you the best view of this, but there's my gross foot, there's my leg, and there's my waist and my hoodie and all that good shit, and this is the best. This is the most natural look you're going to get from carrying your earphones, because carrying this in your pocket looks stupid, and it looks like you're smuggling drugs. But having this layout like this doesn't really mean very much, other than the fact that you own a Shure product. But I find it nice just because I can reach down, unzip the zipper, pull them off, and just start listening to music. But that's just a tip that I'm sharing for y'all. Oh, by the way, also, one rule to owning these. Because the right earbud has the most discharge, because it's the most dominant bud, if I were to go to charge the right bud, I would leave the left bud out and then zip up the case, just so you have them both in there, but one's just not charging. Just remember that you have one loose, and then if you open one upside down, you're going to drop them in water if they're hovering above water. You know what I mean? So please don't be stupid, but please don't be smart if you can't handle the smartness either. You know what I mean? Because I guess people call me smart for this kind of shit. But anyway, that's that. See y'all's around. I wish I was able to live stream Call of Duty Vanguard, but I never got around to it, and I feel a bit disappointed in myself for it. But that's okay. I don't really care for Vanguard anyway. But anyway, comment, rate, subscribe. There, I said it that way. See y'all's in the next one. Oh, and in the meantime, these are good fucking headphones. And if I were to recommend you guys a song, I don't know if I did this or not already, but if I were to recommend to you guys a song to listen to on these, if you got a pair of these for your first time, by the way, this is my neck mount that I use for my phone. But if you were to purchase a pair of these and you wanted a song for me to recommend, I would recommend listening to Oleander by Blue Tech, Future Primitive Symbiotic Remix. Or that's how Alexa would say it anyway, but I'll leave a link down in the description for you. It's a good song. Only if you like, I guess, ambient, space ambient, Sybient, electronic. If you like electronic, listen to it. Anyways, see you around.